Welcome to Master Muse, Aggie Miller. I am so excited to have you
I'm
today.
excited to be here.
This has been in my mind since I saw you perform as the opener for the Army, the Navy.
Yeah.
When was that? Was it March, April?
I think it was the end. It was either the end of March or beginning of April, but I don't remember when that show was on the tour.
That was incredible, and we'll have to get into all that. But let's rewind it to the very beginning because it's where
Yeah.
I'd like to start. Tell me about your relationship with music. What was happening in your household? Was anybody musical, playing
Yeah.
instruments, or was it just around growing up?
Yeah. It's a good question. My whole family is really musical. My mom is a singer and a writer. Um, and she's, I think, no, it's okay. I think my mom is kind of more of a country song writer than I am. But she's a great writer. My dad also writes songs, and his dad wrote songs professionally. He was a songwriter around in like the 60s and 70s. So yeah, it's definitely in my family. My mom, I think, is the singer though that I kind of take after the most. Yeah.
Okay, so were your parents performing when you were growing up?
Not really. It was more of like a personal thing for both of them. My mom was in bands when she was younger, and she also worked as a wedding singer for a long time, which is awesome and like kind of a secret dream of mine is just to be a wedding singer. Um, but
Have you ever sang for a wedding before?
I actually just did the first one ever. It was kind of like a one-off situation. It was at the Central Park Zoo, and we had some mutual friends were getting married and asked us to play at their wedding, and it was crazy. It was really fun.
I love it. I did what was it? I think it was a Carpenter song with my dad. So one
Hmm.
of my friends that I was in choir with, like not long after I graduated high school, was like, "Can you come and sing?" Oh God, why can't I remember the name of the song? Uh, We've only just
Oh
begun
yeah,
to
yeah,
live. Yeah, super precious, super darling. And every time I hear it, I think of it because I'm thinking I'm 19 years old. And maybe Karen Carpenter was also 19 years old when she sang
yeah.
that song,
She was.
but it feels odd as now looking back, like what an interesting choice for me
Hmm.
in 1996 or 7 or whatever it was to be singing at a wedding.
Yeah,
But it is a special kind of thing. I do
yeah,
find that people that do like the band thing, the wedding band, that I'm like, that must be super fun. You just play all the songs that everybody loves to dance to.
yeah.
And
That was kind of what we did at this wedding, which was great. I would definitely do it again. I'm a fan.
that, put
Yeah,
it on the Wikipedia as things Aggie Miller would like to do and has done.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so growing up around people who are super musical, did you find it intimidating or was it a very relaxing thing to do with mom and dad?
It was really relaxing. It was just always around. My parents both listened to a lot of music as well as writing and singing around the house. Um, my dad was a really big fan of kind of like the 90s alt ladies like Fiona Apple or Kate Bush, who was like a little earlier. And my mom was more of like a country fan, which was a nice combination, like to have your dad be the one that's like showing you Courtney Barnett and Fiona Apple or whoever. Yeah, it wasn't an intimidating situation. It was really comfortable. And then when I was 7, my mom found out about the Met Opera children's chorus. They had a children's chorus that they trained this group of kids like all year long, and a couple times a year there would be shows that they were doing at the Met that needed kids. Like there were parts written for kids, and so from that chorus that already existed, you would audition to be in those shows. So I joined that when I was 7, and I did that for like almost 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was also a big introduction for me and kind of brought music into a more professional realm, which was
What's your
cool.
first memory of doing that choir thing? I mean, 'cause being in a choir is a different thing from being just a solo performer, because
Definitely.
there's blending, and there's making sure that nobody's coming in too soon or too late, making sure you know your music so that you're not going, I'm not saying
Yeah.
or knowing your
Yeah.
part. And you're little. 7 is little. I have a 7-year-old. That's little. What
Yeah.
was your first memory of, like, oh, I can't mess this up? I've got to practice, or how did you feel about it?
Um, we were really prepared. So there was no situation where we were kind of like thrown onto stage and it was like, okay, I hope this goes well. Like we really, for months and months, like learned the music and rehearsed a ton. Probably the earliest memory I have of it was auditioning. My mom, this woman named Elena Doria, ran the children's chorus at the time. She's retired now, but she was really kind of an awesome and kooky lady. And my mom called for information about it in this room that I'm in right now. And
That's cool.
and the lady was like, this woman, Elena, was like, well, I'm teaching a class right now, but like, put her on the phone. Just put her on. And my mom was like, all right. And she put me on the phone. And Elena was like, can you sing Happy Birthday? And so I sang, she like put me on speakerphone in front of her whole class. It was like 30 kids. And I sang Happy Birthday for all of them. And she was like, what do you guys think? Like to her class. And that's how I got in. It was crazy, but it was cool. It was like an insane first
What
memory.
kind of happy birthday did you do? I mean, was it just really straightforward?
Just
Happy birthday to
straight up
you?
happy birthday.
Okay,
Yeah.
so okay, everything was on key. Hallelujah for
Yeah.
that. 7 years older.
Yeah.
My daughter has and I don't know if I should, whatever. The person is still around and could hear, but probably won't. I'm going to tell a story anyway. My
Okay.
daughter was turning 12 years old, and one of her friends who sang decided that she wanted to sing Happy Birthday to her by herself in front of 10 other little 12-year-olds. And she like took her by the shoulders, and it was a very flourished rendition of
Yeah.
Happy Birthday that I would say was a little akin to maybe Marilyn Monroe and JFK Happy Birthday.
Yeah. Wow.
And
That's intense for
rest,
12.
yeah, and for the rest, for everyone there except for this girl, we were all having an experience that was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's and then you never realized how long Happy Birthday is until it's Happy
Yeah.
Birthday, dear Ava, and you were like, oh, this is never gonna.
Yeah.
It was precious and cute ish,
Yeah.
but also like, oh wow, I don't think you should do that to people. So that sounds that
I
sounds
think it was better than that situation, but
it's
it's hard to tell. I mean,
straight, thank God
yeah.
that
Yeah.
you weren't like happy birthday to you
Yeah.
know, or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know the people. It's like
No,
when
it's
you go
true.
too far with a Star Spangled Banner. It's like just sing the song and sing
I
it in your
know.
best voice.
Like
Let
Fergie.
that was
That was awesome. That's like one of my Fergie is like my favorite videos of all time. Just all clips of Fergie. Like I really love her.
my daughter came to me. She was like, "Mom, have you seen?" And
Yeah.
for a while there in my life, because I wasn't doing what I'm doing now, I had no idea what she was talking about with anything. Now I'm like, "Have you seen?" And she was
Yeah.
like, "I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm scrolling on TikTok 72 hours a day for my job."
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, she brought it to me, and I was like, "Is a joke?" She's like, "It's not a joke."
It's
I was
not a
like,
joke.
"Oh, Fergie, this is gonna live
I
forever."
know. I know.
But it was epic. I mean, nobody could say they don't think that Fergie can sing at all. She's
No,
got,
I would never say that.
right? And
Yeah.
so when you do something like that, it's like, oh, well, you went for something and it didn't really quite work out. And yet the enjoyment that others have
Yeah.
received from that.
Yeah.
It's really endless.
Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah, I don't think the audition was like a Fergie or a Marilyn situation. So,
Okay.
which was
Well,
good.
what an interesting. Why do you think that she did it that way? I mean, was that something that she
She
did?
was just crazy. Like, I think she
Okay,
was really actually crazy.
I love. Okay,
I
what was
know.
your opinion of her once you started going and rehearsing with her?
She was scary. Like, when you're a kid, you kind of like pick up on everyone else's opinion of someone, and you're like, well, that's my opinion now too. So
Right,
I think the other kids kind of thought she was insane. So I learned to think that too. But I think deep down, I thought she was really cool, probably because she was so
right.
insane. Yeah, she was just really intense. And like, yeah, she was really intense. I was young. Like, I don't totally remember like exactly what she was like, but yeah, I remember like coming out of class being like, I don't think an adult is supposed to talk to you like that, but in a fine way. It was fine. Yeah, she
Right.
was awesome.
I do think sometimes it's a little funny when you see an adult who talks to children like they're grown adults because what they're
Hmm.
doing is serious. I've talked to a lot of different people who have been in professional choirs as children. And I mean, you can't be just mucking around. You do have to take it seriously. And so I imagine that there's some of that. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
And as a parent, I don't,
I like it. I think it prepares you for something that you wouldn't otherwise be prepared for. Like, I think there's a level of seriousness that has to happen, and I think even if the person doing it is a little insane, it's okay. But I don't know. Like, abuse is one thing, but she
right,
wasn't like that. It was just kind of like intense, which is different, and you have to know the difference. But
right.
yeah, yeah.
It does make me wish that I had done more. Like my older two, I have two sets of children. So I have a 25-year-old and a 24-year-old next week. And then
Hmm.
I have a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old.
Cool.
And so my older two are like musical theater nerds. They did musical theater in high school. And in the beginning, the first year was a little, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just like my kid was great. But, the others, I was
Yeah.
like, what are you doing here? Much like the orchestra was in like sixth grade, I was like, wow, you just let them just do anything
I
with
know.
that instrument. They're all scratching on the wall. Uh,
Yeah.
but I wish that I either had I don't know, I wish I would have involved them in more younger because I feel like it would have been such an incredible experience instead of just letting it happen with school. But I was a single mom and,
Yeah.
you do the best that you can. But I'm so jealous of people who got to do something professional at a young age because I can only imagine that it does teach you things that mom and dad can't pretend to share with you about what the world's going to be like, especially when it comes to something like art,
Yeah.
where you're going to go out there and there are going to be bizarro people who say some weird shit, do some weird shit. You're going to have to speak up for yourself. You're going to have to know when to keep your mouth shut or you're going to get fired or or whatever.
Yeah.
All those
Yeah.
different kind of things are in going into this world. Okay, so you did the children's choir for a decade. When you got to your teenage years, were you like a super emotional child, like all children are at that age? I don't know any, especially women. And not to say that we just have a capacity for all of the emotion.
Yeah. I was emo.
Yeah.
I was totally emo.
Okay, so
Like,
who were you listening to like at 13, 14?
yeah.
Who was like helping you pour it all out?
I started writing songs then.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
like at that age, like when I was 14, I got a ukulele because like all girls had one and everyone was learning how to play Riptide. So you knew those like three chords. Like,
Daughter.
yeah. um, and then thankfully, like I got a guitar instead of a ukulele. And I just taught myself a little bit, just like basic cowboy chords. And I started writing. in a more like organized way than I had before. Like I feel like for my whole life I remember just making up little songs, but obviously they weren't anything real. It's
Right.
just like a
But the practice of it is important and it's in you, and then you kind of know that about yourself.
yeah. And then yeah, so when I was 14, I think having an instrument or like starting to play with an instrument gives you a template to fill. So you have your verse chords and your chorus chords and your verse chords and your chorus chords, and you're able to kind of like flesh out a song based on this thing that you have. So yeah, I think songwriting was instrumental in getting my emo-ness out. But I also I don't know, I hung out a lot. Like I was kind of addicted to hanging out with my friends when I was like 13 or 14. So I think just like being out of the house, and I grew up in Manhattan, and just kind of running around the city with my friends definitely let a lot of that out. And yeah.
Okay, growing up as a suburban girl, I don't know a lot of people, I haven't talked to a lot of people who grew up in New York City.
Yeah.
What do you feel like the benefits were of having that kind of super city life as a young person and having maybe some freedom to kind of traverse the city that kind of some of those suburban kids don't get? I mean, we got our neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, your personal neighborhood is about as far as you could go.
Yeah. It's interesting because I want to say this right. It's interesting because when you grow up in suburbia, like I think you have a more limited world scope. So if the most freedom you can have is like being allowed to go to the park in your neighborhood or being able to go to the mall in your neighborhood, then you feel like you have a lot of freedom because you can do the max amount of things. But I think growing up in the city, even if you have, compared to other people, a lot of freedom, like being able to kind of go around with your friends, there's so much to do there that if you're not allowed to do certain things, you feel like you don't have a lot of freedom from your parents when you're young. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I think that's part of it, is like unless your parents are really, really hands off, which a lot of my friends' parents were, you're it's easy to feel a little bit constricted, even if your parents are giving you a really long leash.
In retrospect, I mean, it's hard to see when you're a teenager. You're just focused on, you know, these three other people in your life who are allowed to do X, Y, and Z that you're not.
Right.
And like, you're limited. Like,
Right.
in retrospect, you can see it, but not while it's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that I hated about my, you know, being a teenager in general was that I always felt like my parents couldn't remember. Like, why
Hmm.
can't you remember what it feels like to want to? You're stuck in between. I'm not fully an adult, but I'm also not a little kid.
Yeah.
So, like, let me figure it out. But it's so scary as a
Yeah.
parent to let your kids just go because you're like, crazy stuff can happen. Do you ever remember a time where you felt like I shouldn't even be allowed to be here?
Yeah. But in those situations, like I wasn't allowed to be there and I just was anyway, you know, like
To
so
be fair, it wasn't on the list.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think part of that kind of like uh feeling kind of constricted by your parents. I mean, I don't know. I think that kind of like long leash, short leash thing, or like, why can't you remember how it feels? Like, that's true for suburban kids and for kids growing up in a
Right.
city. But I think for kids growing up in a city, you're like, I'm seeing this stuff anyway. Like, I'm exposed to all the things that are adults are exposed to just by like riding the subway every day. So it's weird to draw the line between like, what you think I shouldn't be able to do and like what's happening to me anyway, just because we live here.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, will you stay in a big city or for the rest of your life, or will you stay in New York for the rest of your life, or do you want to
No.
get like a feeling of like, take me to the countryside, a little tiny house on a hill where everybody knows
Yes.
everybody? Like, there's a fantasy for that where you walk in the store and they're like, Aggie Aggie, oh my God, how's it going?
Yeah,
Like, hi,
definitely.
Molly.
Yeah, I definitely have that. I've had that a little bit in my life. I went to Bennington College in Vermont, which is a really, really small town in southern Vermont. And I lived there during a couple summers and just throughout school, obviously. And I loved it. Like before I lived there, I didn't know that I could live anywhere else besides New York. Um, and after I did, I was kind of like, I think I like this. Like, I think I want this to be more of my life than living in New York. And then when I graduated, I really tried to leave. Like, I went to live in Austin, Texas for
Okay.
like 3 or 4 months at a house sitting gig there. And I went with my really good friend and we were just seeing if we liked it and maybe wanted to get our own place. But I didn't. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like, I think it's a great city. Like, I really like being there. But I mean, I think post grad is a really hard time for anybody
Yeah.
generally. Like, the year after you graduate is tough. Um,
I think anything under 25,
yeah,
that 20 to 25, and you're like,
yeah,
what's happening?
I know. I'm still in it. Like, I know.
Hurt. I
Yeah,
promise it gets better. I promise that your 30s, even though it sounds older, that it feels really, really good because you start to really just feel yourself, more
hmm,
yourself, and less about I have to have everything freaking figured out.
yeah,
And I feel like every decade gives you a little bit more of that where you go, I know a little less and I'm a little more comfortable with me, but I do. I don't know that I thought I was married and I had kids by the time I was 25. So 25 was a quarter life crisis for a completely different reason.
yeah,
But I look at my daughter who's 25 and I go, yeah, I guess I kind of did the same thing, but I was doing it with a husband and children.
yeah,
And you're just out there going, well, oh, I don't even know how I'm ever going to live on my own. And life's so expensive. What am I supposed to be doing? And I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to be doing anything but just like trying shit and just being out and mess it up and start over and fail epically and with grace, meaning
yeah,
give grace to yourself because you failed. It's totally fine. You don't have to. We have some time.
yeah,
It's so
yeah,
great. The time is. I mean, we don't have infinite time. You know that it's a double edged sword. Whatever. But it's a great time.
yeah.
It is
I
very
like it. I mean, I'm excited to get older and kind of have more of a sense of where I want to be living and like what I
yeah.
want my day to day to look like. But I also like this kind of exploratory, like young time. It's cool. I'm excited for both.
Okay. So once
Yeah.
you were in Vermont and you post grad, okay, you did the Austin, Texas thing. While you were in school, what did you go to school for? Did you go to school for music?
Um, no, Bennington is a very liberal arts school, so you take the classes that you are interested in, and you get a general BA degree. So
Nice.
yeah, it's a great school. I really, really loved it. But I started my time there mostly doing theater. I went to an arts high school and I studied drama when I was there. And then I went to Bennington and continued doing theater. Um, and that was kind of the
Like to
plan for a
do
while.
Broadway?
What'd you say?
Would you like to do Broadway?
It's like a secret. But yeah, don't tell anyone that.
I won't tell
Don't tell
anybody.
anybody
Nobody's watching
that.
this. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, that is like the childhood dream, you know? It would be cool to actualize that.
Like every
But
time I see somebody who has, I remember watching you. Like my specific example is Wicked, right? With Ariana Grande talking about seeing Kristen Chenoweth, and going. I remember going, oh, practicing the song, feeling the feeling, and wishing, and then to come full circle and end up doing this movie is like,
yeah,
um,
yeah, it's super cool.
it's you watch that, and to me, even though it's so far removed from anything that I am personally doing, it attaches itself to the dreams that I have, and go, come on, no, we're crazy not to think like anything is possible. You don't
Yeah,
because Ariana Grande did not think that about herself.
yeah. Well,
And then,
she was a Broadway kid. Like she was on Broadway when she was really young. She was kind of always secretly a musical theater girl, which is awesome. She's just like me.
and y'all are the same, twinsies. Love it so much. Okay, so you were doing the musical theater stuff. I love that so much. What's your
Yeah.
favorite part about musical theater?
I mean, when I was at Bennington, I was really just doing straight plays. But I do love musical theater. I don't know. I mean, I think honestly, like a lot of the newer stuff I don't love. Like I don't love the kind of pop direction that current musical theater is going in. But I'm a huge Sondheim fan. Like I love Sondheim. I feel like I learned a lot about songwriting from that kind of classic musical theater songbook. Um, I don't know. I think like there's a wittiness to lyrics that's like really important in musical theater that's less important in mainstream pop writing. Um, like I don't know, it's hard to explain. I feel like you like score more points of like, is this good or not? By like weird wordplay and how smart a song is. Like that's way more important in the musical theater realm than yeah, in mainstream music.
That is
But
my
I love
favorite thing. The
yeah.
lyrics when you go, how did you even think to I know exactly what you're talking about, but how
Yeah.
did you put that together? Wow. I mean, I thought about that a lot. I'm thinking, is it reading more? Is it's a natural skill? It's a skill you can develop. Like, how do you feel about, I mean, I know that songwriting itself is a skill that you get better at with time, ideally.
Hmm.
But what do you think helps you be a better lyricist?
I think I have one like piece of advice that I follow kind of generally. Like I always try to follow this. I think it's a quote by Juno Diaz, but I heard it from someone else, so don't hold me to that. It's like
Everybody's waiting
good,
for a quote. Oh no, I'm just
yeah. Good writing should feel like it's a love letter addressed to you or like you've intercepted a love letter addressed to someone else. And hearing that kind of changed the way that I write and the way that I think about writing because it should always feel really personal. Like
kidding.
it helps you get over this hump of like, well, they're going to know, my friends are going to know what I'm talking about if I put that in this song, or like even people that don't really know you, like they're going to know that I did this thing or that this happened to me. But the chances are that it's happened to someone else too, or someone else has done it. And it's important to like have reflections of you out there. So I like writing songs that show these kind of like underbellies of character of me or of other people because the chances are like someone else feels the exact same way. And I like giving voice to that, even if it's just for me. Like I don't write for other people, but I hope they like it, obviously,
I
or
feel like
like connect to it.
that's the balance, right? The balance is, well, I would like for other people to enjoy this the same way that I'm enjoying this, and yet it's so personal to me. Am I going too far down a road? Am I making it so specific that nobody's going to get it? And I just think it's never going to happen.
Hmm.
I think that the more personal it is, the more vulnerable it is, the more authentic it is to a story that you're trying to tell for you in that moment, the more it relates. I've watched it so many times, especially through the TikTok world, where somebody's going, I wrote this dumb song about a relationship that I had way back when, and whenever it comes to, and then they sing it, and you're like, what's that? I want the rest of that. And I'm like, oh no, it's just no, it's okay. It's not okay. There's this real story, and I wasn't even thinking about it when I wrote it. It was
Yeah.
how I was feeling that day, and people are begging for it because it's real life,
Yeah.
and life is happening to all of us. We think we're the only person that's had heartbreak. We think we're the only person who's felt othered. It's all of us, and so
Yeah.
it's so important to do it. But I think about it sometimes because I wrote when I was after I wrote when I was young, but I started writing again when I got divorced. And you know, that's all you need is a good gosh darn breakup for everything to just come flowing out. And I thought, I wouldn't want everyone to hear this. I wouldn't want him to hear this one,
Yeah.
or the, you know, and I feel for songwriters, artists in this. I need to be vulnerable, but I don't want to tell everybody everything thing. And also, I want to be like, but I want it anyway.
Hmm.
I want you to
Yeah.
tell me anyway, because you know, three different people can listen to the same song and pull something completely different from it, and how it relates to them. Maybe it's somebody who takes it super literal and they have something super literal to attach it to. And sometimes it's just one line in the whole song that you go,
Yeah. I totally have that. Yeah.
ah, oh, you see me. What's a song that you think of in your um, college years that you were like, how did you write that about me?
Oh, that is such a good question. I don't know, but I do know this. I heard this song called Northsiders by Christian Lee Hudson when I was in college. This is like my most clear college music listening memory. I was in my room and I saw someone that I knew posted a video of him at a concert and he was singing that song Northsiders, and I DM'd her. I was like, "Who is that? Like, what is that song?" And I listened to it, and it's about these kids that meet when they're in high school, and he gets kind of adopted into this like loner crowd, and then someone that he knows winds up dying, like in that friend group. And it was just the most personal, raw, and dramatic and sad song I'd heard in so long. I think that's like, it's one of the best songs I've ever heard. And I think it really leans into tragedy and like being open about tragedy, and it's not afraid to be dramatic and a little bit melodramatic, but it totally works. Like I think as a culture we're kind of shifting away from vulnerability and drama, like emotional drama, and everything is like super bathed in irony or like in a million layers of like, well, like apathy, and like I don't really care about that. But I think like songwriting is kind of the way out of that hole, and it's a way into being being passionate people and accepting passion in our lives as something that is fueling and not like a detriment to us. I kind of got off track, but
No, I
yeah, that
love that.
song
And
is
I
like,
feel like that's why I love music so much, is because I feel like we can enter a space. I don't know what else takes you there. You think about watching a movie, and if it doesn't have the right soundtrack, you don't get all the way there. The
yeah,
actor can be so good. Their eyes are watering, they've got that furrow of the brow, their body language is saying they're broken. But without Snow Patrol chasing cars in the background, you just
yeah,
won't get there in Grey's Anatomy. You're just not there, right? Like it's so I, I say it to my roommate and I are real music nerds, and I don't know everything certainly, but I love it as much as I love breathing. And it would be just as detrimental to my livelihood if I didn't have music as if I couldn't breathe. And so we'll talk about how a song is like on our insides. I was like, I could feel it like climb inside of me when it's a really good song, and it's like touching. I don't know what inside, but it's like, you know, it's pulling on something, you know, and it's
yeah,
amazing. And you can sit with a song, especially in sad times, and just let it pour over you like water, and kind of still allow you to feel. but maybe not as actively as having to
Mm-hmm.
say to another person, this is how, you just be like,
A
listen.
100%. Yeah, it's
When you
super
can't,
cathartic.
when you can't even put it into words, or you don't even realize, oh, those are the words.
Yeah. I think that's especially true when you're feeling really apathetic and kind of depressed. Like, I think it's really hard to express to someone what that feels like because you feel like so intensely nothing. And that is like such a hard thing to tell somebody. I think this song that describes that feeling the most to me is Last Words of a Shooting Star by Mitski. Like that is like, that song is insane. It's that song and I, the first time I heard, I mean, it was the whole album, Either Or by Elliott Smith, but the first time I heard Speed Trials, which is the first song in that album, I was really like depressed at that time in my life. And I didn't really have an outlet and I had nothing, I had no music that kind of captured what I was feeling. It's like such a pretentious, like, thing to say, like, Elliott Smith understands me, but like,
Oh,
that
I
is so
I
like,
think it's so real.
yeah, yeah. But
It's
yeah, that
so
album
relatable.
is totally like that.
It's,
Yeah.
I, yeah. I want everyone to have a person that when they listen to their music, they go, how did you how did you do that?
Yeah.
How did you get to the inside of me? And and the answer to that is to make sure that we've got artists who feel open. I mean, I still, we've got a long way to go of getting this right, so that artists can make money and a living, so they can do this, they can pour their heart and soul into it without draining their emotional capacity and threatening their mental health and just being poor.
Yeah.
It's hard. It doesn't do good stuff for those other things. I don't care what anybody says. It's hard to struggle to figure out how you're going to pay whatever and still have this deep freaking desire. I mean, like, one of the things that I'm struggling with right now is like, oh, we're doing this new podcast. Well, I want to be able to play music on it, and I have my keyboard, and I want to mess around on the keyboard. And I'm like, I think I need something for that, an audio interface or something. And I'm like, how much is that?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, and I probably need this other thing so that I can make fun little noises. That would be cool. What's that thing called? I don't know. And
Yeah.
that costs some money. And you're like, can someone just, is there a billionaire out there that can just pass some money around
I
with
know.
some creatives and listen, we're going to make something so fun for you that
Yeah.
in your yacht, bored to death.
Yeah.
Pass
I
it
know.
around, buddy.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was a,
No, I'm with you. I know.
or get off your stupid yacht and stop eating your caviar
I know.
and pass it just a little bit of it around.
Yeah.
There's people out here that have amazing stuff to make for you, and they're having a hard time making it.
Yeah. We should tell them.
Yeah, I just don't understand. If I become a billionaire, I am not going to sit on my yacht and eat caviar. I'm going to be like scouring the internet. Like, one of my favorite things, this is kind of off topic, but not. Liam Payne, who was in One Direction,
Hmm.
just passed away last year. The thing that he was doing the night that he passed away was going on GoFundMe's and fulfilling the request of children who were sick, fulfilling the
Wow.
amount that they requested on their GoFundMe. It's like, that's what you should be doing with your money. It's finding people who are in need. And it doesn't have to be GoFundMe or whatever. That's not the point is that he wasn't just, how can I blow this in the bit,
Yeah.
whatever. How can I have a $50,000 pair of pants? It's like, pants don't cost 50,000. I can't understand that.
I know.
I
I
have a
know.
hard time understanding luxury that way. I go, it's still a good pair of pants. How good, unless the pants are grabbing my ass and doing can't talk about things while I'm walking and no one knows, they're
I
not
know.
much. It's fabric with some
You
thread.
should You should invent those pants. It would make you a billionaire.
We all need those pants because then we wouldn't have to be in relationships, and that would also affect the music industry. It'd be like
It's true.
my poor sad. Then we'd be writing songs about our sad pair of pants that died on us that we didn't couldn't afford to replace
It
them.
would be bad music. Really bad. It's like EDM.
Okay, I don't know how I got off of just such a bizarre tangent. Oh gracious. Yeah, there's ways that I've decided I'm gonna fix the world, and I'm gonna start with massaging pants.
I think the pants are good.
Yeah, it's a good start. Like I'm gonna be on Shark Tank and be like,
Yeah.
I know that girl. We talked
Yeah.
about this on an interview. Like, I'm sorry, what?
Where's my cut?
Okay. Oh, where were we? We were graduating college. We went to Austin. Austin didn't
Mhm.
feel like home. You came back to New York after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, and so what's the plan at this point? Had you decided you were going to do music yet?
Yeah. So I started working on my first album, which is out. Um
Yourself
in
told.
yeah, in 2019 with um a mutual friend that I met through Bennington. He had gone to Bennington. His name is Teddy O'Mara. He had gone to Bennington. We had a little bit of overlap, but we didn't know each other there. But we had mutual friends, and I knew he produced music, and we connected and started working together. But he, over the next like 4 years, obviously COVID happened, and he was touring with another band, and it was hard to like find like big stretches of time to just work on it. So originally it was going to be like 3 songs. We were going to do an EP together, and that was going to be it. But we just kind of became friends, and obviously you can write a lot of songs in the span of like 4 years, and some of them will be ones that you want to put out. So I'd bring him the ones that I thought were good enough to release, and we would wind up recording those as well. So it was kind of just us working together when I was on breaks from school, and he was back from touring from like 2019 until 2022. And then I met my, he's now my boyfriend. At the time, he was just the drummer. I met him at school at Bennington in my senior year there, and we had a band together, and we kind of started arranging more songs together, and I brought him to record with Teddy in the city in 2022. And that was kind of towards the end of our period of making the records. This was like right before I went to Austin. And yeah, so it was kind of like the 3 of us started working together as a little unit on a bunch of the songs that wound up on the record. And then I went to Austin, and then I came back to New York because I knew I wanted to do music, and I knew I wanted to play out and have a band, and I had no network in Austin. I just didn't know anybody, which happens when you move to a place where you don't know anybody. That's what's going to happen.
Right?
But I knew people in New York, and Teddy was there, and Harry, who's the drummer, was there, and I knew I could find other people to be playing with, and I knew I had other people that were already in the music scene that I could kind of hop onto their bill or just ask to play with them or just go to their shows. So that's why I moved back to New York. And that was like 2023. And then we released...
Post-pandemic.
Yeah. And then we released the album in 2024 and started...
Not 3. Yeah.
Yeah. And we started playing it out with our band that we put together. And
how did that feel? What does it feel like?
It felt great. I mean, it felt like, you know, you have like moments in your life where you kind of look around and you're like, oh, this is really good. Like where I'm at for this point in my life is like what I wanted a year ago. even if it's like some things are different, it's like you
Right.
can look around in band practice and be like, these are really talented, hardworking musicians that want to play these songs. And that's like a really, really cool feeling.
I can only imagine. I love to
It's
hear it. I just
cool.
like to hear the feeling post, especially post an album when you get out there and you start sharing it with people more than hey, listen to I just put it out and do whatever. But you're getting a live reaction,
Yeah.
and I just I love the idea of it.
Yeah.
Like I like to imagine, like standing on the stage at Wembley and just hearing the roar,
Yeah.
but just the roar mostly, and then just walking back off of the stage, and then
Right.
come on, do the thing.
Yeah.
I just want to walk out there and just like get them all hyped up and be like,
Yeah.
all right, now the real person, here they are, and
Yeah. Well, you can open for us when we do it
I'll just go
for
out there,
sure.
listen,
Yeah.
you guys ready for this? Get all of your emotional feels, relax, relinquish, recoil.
Yeah.
Everybody as happy as they want to be.
Yeah.
Everybody feeling good. Yeah. Get them all hopped and then I'm like, okay, let's practice. Let's practice a good roar before Aggie
Yeah.
comes out. Come on, come on, come on.
Yeah.
I'll be a good hype person. I'll be good at that. I
I
am going to talk
know.
myself into that role at some point in my life.
You're already doing it.
Well, I guess.
It's good.
Oh, I do love it so. It's my favorite thing. You're the first person that I have convinced from one of the shows
Hmm.
on the podcast. I mean, I'm always like, this is so weird and so crazy, and I'm like, I get all in my head about it, and I'm like, Heather, just you're literally saying, hey, would you like some free promo and like a
Yeah.
super fun, silly conversation?
Yeah.
Just
This
like
is fun. Yeah, it's super fun.
it's like it's so easy. It's the same as if we were sitting down and having coffee, but we don't have donuts or anything fun to snack on. But I'll get
Yeah.
to that point. I will get to
Yeah.
that point where I have some fun snacks or something and be like, do we need to stop and have a little snacky for your blood sugar getting low? Is
Yeah.
a little charcuterie board or something? Because I
Yeah.
like the relaxed nature of it. And to me, what people want to know about their artists is what they're really like, not these generic. We could run through every single one of your songs and you could tell me what they mean. And then somebody's going to be like, but that's not what the song means to me. And how dare you tell me it's about your sister? I thought it was about your girlfriend, or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you can do that. And there's a place for that. And there's a podcast and a radio show and that's this not what I want.
Yeah.
What I want is you. Like, and people go, well, I didn't know that when I was standing there watching the opener for, or at the show for, or whatever, I didn't know this was the backstory. Like, oh, her whole family does this. So she comes by this, maybe not easily, but it feels normal. It's not
Yeah.
bizarre to you. And
Yeah.
those kind of stories are the greatest. Okay, so you've got your people that you're still not boyfriend with Harry yet.
No, we are. We are
Boyfriend now,
boyfriends.
but I'm saying
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when you released it,
Oh
were you?
no, we were dating at the time. Yeah. Yeah.
I also love those stories too.
I know.
Do you ever worry that
Yes.
okay,
Because
like
I
this
mean,
might
I
come from
don't
my
think we're gonna break. Like, I don't think we're gonna break up. But I did watch I don't know like which talk show host's show this was on, but Wednesday just did a performance. Do you know that band?
I don't.
They did a performance of their new song called Elderberry Wine,
Okay,
and the lead singer is Carly Hartzman, and MJ Lenderman is the guitarist in that band, and they broke up like 6 months ago, and just like watching them like playing together on stage, I was like, I can't. Like, it's so emotional.
I'm
It's crazy.
Stevie Nicks and
I
Lindsay
know. I
Buckingham,
know.
and she's like staring at him with
I
the
know.
microphone. Every time I see that, I watch the whole thing.
I love it. I love it. I know. It's awesome.
Never
Cause
escape me.
yeah. I know.
That's what
But
you'll.
yeah, I think stuff like that is so complicated and like sad in kind of a bittersweet way. Cause like, I don't know, like the relationship it just like morphs into something else, and you have a reason to keep knowing each other. And that's way more sad to me than something doesn't work out with someone, and then you don't really talk to each other anymore because the relationship's over, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Have children with somebody. Oh.
Yeah.
And then you're like, we're
Right. That's
the
another
ball
reason to
game.
still talk to no. Yeah. Yeah.
Yay! This is so great. But yeah, when I did research on Stevie Nicks for a different podcast that I did. And when I got into it, I was like, this shit is so like they dated they
I
cross
know. I know.
referenced each other. I was like, that is, but how do you not? You're on the road, you're around each other all the time. Everybody knows all the, you know, the idiosyncrasies of each other.
I
And
know.
somebody's like, sorry about what happened with Lindsay, but,
Yeah.
you know, you get a little too drunk or a little too high or a little too whatever. And then you're like, woo, what did we, oh shit, what did we do?
Yeah.
And then it's this,
Yeah.
my favorite thing about her, and this is not a an ad for cocaine,
Hmm.
but was that she talked about she never went anywhere without a gram of cocaine in her boot, and I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
okay, and okay, I'm just like it's just such a different world.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Totally.
even imagine, and she just said it so casually that I was like, oh.
Yeah.
You know, until they were like, "You're gonna burn through your nose into
I
your
know.
skull."
Oh, it's so stressful to me. Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why people. I don't. You know, I care.
Yeah.
I'm too vain to do drugs. That's the truth of it. My
Yeah.
vanity doesn't allow it. Um, it's amazing that I ever had alcohol because that also is not good for the good. It's not always a great look, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, okay, another.
No, it's
I think
true.
I'm really
Yeah.
enjoying it. Thing when I start going on a lot of extra, just I'll have to take all of this out,
I like
get
them.
back to the thing. Oh my lord! But I do have it. Yeah, I'm having a good time.
Me
Um,
too.
okay, so okay, so we put out the EP, the self-titled debut album of Aggie Miller with the boyfriend Harry, and what's the other
Mm.
guy's name?
Teddy.
And Teddy. Teddy and Harry. It's so cute. Teddy, Harry, and Aggie. I love it. Okay, and so we're going about trying out the album, getting a good reception. I know that you are. I was so amazed at you as as an opener for the Army, the Navy. I was like,
Thank you.
let me just say, when I found out about the Army and the Navy, I found out from somebody else, another person that I interviewed, Michaelan Hay, who is a Canadian artist. Um, she told me about them, and she was like, "I think you'll really like them. Their harmonies are ridiculous.
Yeah, they are.
It will make you sob and be excited and all the things." And I went and listened to him, and I was listening to it in the car. I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember how Michaelan said I should check out the Army, the Navy." And my course my was like, "You don't know who they are." I'm like, I don't. I can't know everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so I listened to what is it, Clementine and and
Oh, persimmon.
persimmon Clementine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, God forgive
They're
me.
similar.
Bless me. That's going to be a
Citrus.
really great little clip. Remember the one they did called Nectarine? Persimmon, and then something. Is there one about Vienna?
Yeah.
Okay,
Vienna.
it's Vienna. Okay,
That's right.
okay. So yeah, memorize the names really good. Whatever, I can play them on the piano.
I know. I
I'm not
believe it.
great with lyrics and titles, and I can't even do band names half the time, which is a good thing that I'm doing this particular job. Anyway, but I thought to myself, I said to my roommate Anne, I said, "Who do you think is going to open for them?" Because like they're so talented.
Yeah.
You can't just come out there and just be like, you know, and it would just be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, okay." But I was so impressed. I feel like your voice has a very almost haunting tone to it.
Thanks.
It is uh it's less like silk and more like velvet. It's just a smoothness to it and and a lilting. I don't know. I do really weird words when I'm describing things, but
That's
I
good.
really, really enjoyed the tone of your voice, and your songs were beautiful. And I was like, this is so impressive for someone who's opening for this other band who people know, and they're so well known for their harmonies and how. And I had no idea what kind of performers they were, and I was like, this is like a visual dream. Like, this is with the which one is Sasha and which
Sasha.
yeah, okay,
Sasha has like long dark hair.
yes, yes. And she
Yeah,
was all with her hands and the thing. I was like,
I
this
know.
is amazing. This is
Yeah, they're
so
both incredible. Yeah.
okay. So tell me about, and I don't know if we're even at the point where you would be opening for them, but I want to know about how that happened and what that kind of experiences was like. And you can kind of tell me what tour experience is like with other people and by yourself if you want as well.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in how that
That
happened.
was my first tour. That was my first big tour. It was the best thing ever. Um, I had done I had done some like mini touring, just like kind of on the East Coast and a little bit in the Midwest with this other band that I'm good friends with called Surgeon General. And we, but it was small. It was just kind of like self booked and it wasn't a huge tour. But that tour I played with my band. So this was the first, honestly, like the first shows that we had the lineup that we had on the tour. Me and Emma, who usually plays bass in my band, played viola and sang with me. And I'm not a super confident guitar player, and that was a really big thing to kind of overcome and like know that I had to do this thing and be like, well, hopefully this is fine. But I I
It was
practiced and
fine. It was great. I can attest. We were both so incredibly in
thanks.
awe of you.
Thank you. Yeah, so it wound up really working out, and I think the Army and the Navy's audiences were really responsive to our sound and our songs, and they're incredible fans. Like yeah, they're incredible. How I got hooked up with that tour is Sasha and I know each other, and we met in kind of a weird way. She had been, I don't know if I can say, she had been dating someone that I went to high school with at college. And the person that she was dating brought her home to New York when they were together for like a Christmas break or something. And Sasha and I met at a party that my high school friend brought her to. It was just kind of like a everyone's home, like let's have a
Right.
party. And we just really hit it off. And this was like 5 years ago. Yeah, like 5, maybe even 6 years ago. And we just kind of stayed in touch and really liked each other. And I knew she was releasing music and she knew I was releasing music. And I think she showed it to Maya and they just both liked it. And we were kind of like Instagram friends. And then I knew they had kind of been touring and like really picked up on TikTok, and it was awesome. It was like so cool to see that happen for someone that I just kind of knew. And they did a bunch of tours and opening slots. And then when it was time for them to do their first headline tour, they just emailed me about it. I was at work. I work at a stuffed animal company, and I was like sitting like dressing a doll, and I like checked my phone and it was like, hey, do you want to come in this huge like national tour with us? I was like, yes. Like, yes. So it was really,
What did you do about work? Did you like go on a
yeah,
extended break, or you
all
go
the jobs that I have are freelance jobs. Like I just kind of gig economy, which is tough, but it makes musician life
yeah.
easier. Yeah, so yeah, all the jobs that I have I can just kind of like pick up and leave if I need to, which is great. Yeah, so
You say,
that's how I
okay, what
got.
did you say to yourself? You're after you saw it, okay, and you're at work, whatever, and you get home, and before you go to bed that night,
Hmm.
Surely it was like, yes, sure, we'll do details later. What were you saying to yourself, and what were your expectations or thoughts about what it might be like?
I was scared. There were a couple things. Like one, I was like, this is exactly how it happens. Like you just get, I mean, being a musician is like a weird, um, it can have a really weird path to success. Like you can have these little victories and then like nothing happens for years. So I was a little apprehensive. More than anything, I was just insanely excited and I was like, this is how it happens. Like you just get a text when you're at work and it's like gonna kind of change things for you.
Right.
Which is like a naive and like young way to think about it, but it's also true in some ways. And
100%. It doesn't
yeah,
have to lead you to being an international superstar,
yeah,
but it does alter your universe
yeah,
forever, really, if you think about it, because it's all happening on this little timeline of things, like, oh, that happened this year, and then that happened this other year, and then this, and then it's all part of the
yeah,
story of Aggie Miller.
yeah,
And
yes. Um, but another thing I was thinking about was like for a year, like a little over a year at that point, I was only playing with a band and I don't play guitar in the band. I just sing. And I knew for this tour it was going to be acoustic, which totally makes sense because they're like an acoustic act. So it was a little bit daunting to be like, okay, yes, I really, really, really want to do this. And also, like, I have to, it's a pretty different thing than what I've
right,
been doing for the past year. But I also love those songs, how I wrote them, and the versions of the songs that are out that are on the album. I think they're really fun and like they serve the songs really well, equally well, but in a really different way. So I was excited to have an opportunity to like share these songs with people. Um, yeah, like the way that I wrote them and to work with Emma so intimately and to really just be on stage listening to each other. Because when you're with a full band, you have so much going on and so much to listen to. But to like really just focus on the harmonies with somebody is such an awesome and special thing. She's the best too. Like I love touring with her. Um, and another thing about that tour is that, I'm really grateful to those girls, like to the girls in the Army and the Navy, because they're pretty big. Like they could have chosen someone to open for them that has more of an Instagram following or even like has a TikTok. Like I don't have that. Um, but
I think that one of the
they,
best artists, Harry Styles, is known for. Harry Styles had Mitski open for him,
yeah,
across the pond, and
yeah,
Wolf Alice and Orville Peck
yeah,
and Ben Harper, all these, different people that some people, of course, know who they are, but some people don't.
yeah, totally.
And, there's a lot of comments about like, oh, it's so cool that, he had Casey Musgraves before Casey Musgraves hit it, big or whatever. And, I remember Zane Lowe saying, you could pick anybody
Yeah,
and they would come with you, but you choose who you like.
yeah,
And I really respect artists who choose people based on, like, you should hear these people, because there's so many people making music.
yeah.
Like, how do you hear them all? Trust
I
me,
know.
trying,
Yeah,
trying to hear them all. And I get so excited when I go, oh, this is somebody new that I can enjoy. Okay, so yes, kudos to the Army, the Navy for
yeah,
choosing you, but pretty well suited, if you ask me. What Instagram following or no TikTok or not, you absolutely deserve to be in that space.
thanks.
You were so good, and it for a fan, it was like, oh yeah, this makes 100% sense.
Cool.
And
That's really good to
I
hear.
do sometimes get a little frustrated when I go, what are we listening? What is this?
Yeah.
How is this supposed to hype me up for the thing that's coming? Sometimes that frustrates me, and I'm like, okay, I know you like them, but what is this?
Yeah.
But I thought it meshed so well together. Anna and I talked about it all the way home. I was like, God, that's so crazy. And then I said, well, I went up to her and I'm like, please let me interview you. And I was like, I don't know if she'll really do it. Because a lot of people go, yes, yes. And then later they're like,
No, I'm down.
I don't
I
know who
love
you
stuff
are,
like
lady. This
this.
is crazy. You're a crazy one.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a huge anything. But what I can tell you about me is that I am as persistent as I don't know what is super persistent, but I am super persistent and I am determined. And I know that the only way that I'm going to fail is if I quit. So I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And I get to take my little light and go, look.
Yeah. Yeah. It's super fun. It's cool.
Okay, so what was touring like? What things did you like about it? What things did you go,
I liked all of it. I've done a lot of cross country road tripping in my
okay.
life,
That probably
especially
helped.
like, yeah. So, and that's something that Harry and I have done a lot together. So the first half of the tour, I played solo. Um, and I flew to LA and I met my best friend Tula and we drove the first half of the tour to New York together. She drove and tour managed and sold merch and I played and slept in the car. And and that was amazing. Like doing that with your best friend is like the craziest thing ever. Um and then we got to New York and Tula dropped off the tour and Emma joined to play viola and Harry started driving and selling merch. And that was great too. Like having like that little trio of people doing it. I don't know, like the whole thing just made me realize how lucky I am to be surrounded by the people I'm surrounded by and everyone's so go with the flow and chill and just like down to like make things work. Like if there's a problem, like you just fix it. Like you just figure it out, you know? Um it was like to be totally honest, it was a pretty easy tour for us. Like I think obviously we didn't book it and we didn't plan it. So we just kind of had to show up like when we were told to. And we had a super light load of gear. It was just an acoustic guitar and a viola. And we would play the shows and then drive a little bit and sleep at a hotel and do it again. And I love that lifestyle. Like I love just kind of naturally feeling like you're getting something done every day, even though like the only thing you're doing is playing a show. I love that built in like purpose in
Yeah.
life. I really need that. So yeah, I love touring and I want to do it again, like as soon as, as soon as possible.
Oh,
Um,
love that.
yeah,
I'm so glad that was your experience. I mean, one
yeah,
would hope, and I know some people, there's all different kinds of ways to do it. There's definitely people who, need longer breaks at home. I feel like I still would love to see a little bit of change in like larger artists when they tour. I wish they'd spread it out over a year. I wish they'd give even the fans like, let it come out on TikTok a little. Let it rotate on the socials and kind of see and kind of because I just feel like you do this one huge block of 40 shows and it's like you've got to get your tickets and if you didn't get them, they're on StubHub and it's more expensive. I was thinking, like, just break it up. I know it'd be a whole year of touring, but you could go home for 2 months and relax and then talk about what you did and alter little things and add one more song and take away. I just feel
yeah,
like, doing 80 shows in a year is insanity. It's just too much. And if you could do
yeah,
smaller blocks, then maybe it wouldn't be so intense of only having 2 or 3 days off at a time for 2 months or 3 months.
hmm,
It seems crazy. And I was like, no wonder you get exhausted and you can't come back for 3 years.
yeah,
Like it was too much. It was just too
yeah,
much. So I would like to see a little bit of changes with that so that mental health can be a number one priority. This new podcast that we're doing, we have a section called the watch list, and we've been talking about Justin Bieber. And it's not like you're crazy, but like, are we taking care of him? Is everything okay right now? Are your people doing what they're supposed to be doing to take care of this amazing talent? Or are we just watching you train wreck? Because
Yeah, I mean,
why?
no, like no one's taking care of him. But I don't know, like that is a precedent that was set when he was 11. Like he was like sexualized and fetishized when he was like an actual child, which is like
So crazy.
if we did that to a girl, like even in that year, like at that
Yeah.
time, like that would have never been acceptable. Like we would have never let
It's
that
so
fly.
weird the
It's
things
so weird.
asked and said and did, and we're
I know.
I don't understand. So we talk about that like somebody, because I don't want to lose artists that make beautiful, amazing music who are so talented, because what, we won't tell them no, or we won't intervene because we don't care. I just don't understand it. Hurts my feelings. We need all of it. We need all of the
Yeah.
music. We need to protect our artists and make good space for them to be mentally healthy and well, not just grind it out for us until, you meet your demise. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a sad note. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to get to, because I will talk forever, as you can imagine. We're going to get into my 7 rapid fire questions that are not rapid, but there are 7. And I say it every single episode. I'm going to come up with some new sentence. I'm going to call them my favorite 7, or the sassy 7. I don't know what I'm going to call
Okay, I'm
them.
ready.
Every time, however many episodes I've done, I've said it every time. Number 1, what, and I normally have them right here, and I am not where I normally am. So we're going to hope that I can remember all of them, because I've said them
Okay.
enough times that I should be able to. What would be your ideal vacation? It could be a place or things that you do, or both?
Um, I like a good balance of like serious relaxing and a little bit of adventuring. That's a balance that I really like. I mean, my favorite place in the world is like Northern California, like around Berkeley and like Inverness, like around there. I'd love to go back there as soon as possible, but that's something I'm like familiar with. I really want to go to Japan.
It's on my son's list too.
I want to go so bad. I don't know why, because it's so cool, probably.
Yeah, he says it's going to be the most amazing thing ever. We sat down and figured it out. We found the Airbnbs. I've got a plan. If you need to know how much money you need to have, I can tell you.
Okay.
To be out there for 3 weeks, some little tiny, little,
Yeah.
bed and go potty and take a shower all in the same turn.
Yeah.
Um, and then about how much money he needs a day. I was like, okay, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Get it done.
I, yeah.
Get it done. Come on. Do it
Seems
cheap. Be
awesome.
exhausted. Let it be a little bit weird. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, the ick. Okay, number 2. Overrated and underrated holiday.
Underrated. This is kind of controversial because I think a lot of people would say it's overrated. To
My
me,
favorite.
New Year's is the best holiday. I love New Year's.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like it.
I know. I know.
The pressure.
I know they feel the pressure. To
Right.
me, you're not going to, no one's going to like this. Halloween is overrated.
I like both of these answers, and I agree with you.
The pressure, the pressure on Halloween is so much greater than any other holiday.
I love both of those answers. I feel like, to me, New Year's is like, it's just an opportunity to just hit the reset and to celebrate what happened,
Yeah.
or to let it go. Either to go, well, I'm glad that freaking year's over, or to be like, that was so amazing. Let's celebrate it. Like, I don't think it has to be, this year I'm going to get biceps that you can see.
Yeah.
and I'm gonna buy a Winnebago and whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that. It can be so many other things.
Yeah.
Okay, but good answer. I like that answer. What is your most favorite concert you've ever attended, and somebody that you would like to see live?
My favorite concert, probably when I was like 15, I went to see Lana Del Rey in New Jersey. She was playing some like stadium in New Jersey. And I drove out there with my best friend at the time, her little sister, and her mom drove us like in their minivan. And it was so like a 15-year-old Lana Del Rey concert experience where I like drank too much like at the concert and I had to like be sick in a gas station like on the way home. So I just like love that I have that memory. And it's like my friend's mom's like minivan. Like, yeah, I love it.
Perfect.
Someone that I really want to see the new Japanese Breakfast album live. I think they're doing a crazy live show right now. I've seen photos of it. I don't know if they're continuing that show for like the rest of the tour in the future, but yeah, I think that would be a crazy live show to see. I would love to see that.
Okay. What is the kindest thing anyone has ever said or done for you?
That is a crazy
I
question,
know.
Heather.
I know, but you think about it, and a lot of times people think of something, the first thing that comes to their head, and then while they're saying that, they go, "Oh," and it comes.
I mean, I don't know about like a specific example, but I do feel like the time and energy and respect that like my bandmates put into the band is that for me. That's at least like what I'm thinking of right now. They have no reason to be there other than like they like it. You know what I mean? And they like respect the music and like believe in the songs, and I think we really believe in each other. Yeah.
Love that. That's a great answer. What is a weird food combo that only you enjoy, or something decadent that you think that we should try or have?
Yeah. My favorite food combo is you like chop up and caramelize like a whole onion and you put mushrooms in it. So you've like caramelized onions and mushrooms. And you make like fettuccine and you have caramelized onions, mushrooms, and like a ton of goat cheese and chili crisp and honey.
Oh wow!
It's really good.
I was like, this is sounding really. Oh, never mind. Okay, not ordinary.
It's really good.
Okay, wow.
The
Chili.
honey crisp, yeah, chili crisp.
What is that?
It's how do I explain this? It's like it's chili oil, but it has
Oh, like red pepper flakes in it?
red pepper flakes, but also like crunchy like soybeans and like stuff like
Oh.
that. Wait, you gotta try chili crisp.
Okay, I have not had this. What is
You
going
gotta try it.
on? Okay.
You'll like it.
Okay, well, I'll refer back to this video for those of you that would like the recipe. It will not be in the comments, so you better.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know how many that was. Um, I think that it's either 5 or 6. We're gonna assume we'll just add one in for good measure.
Okay.
But the next one is, what are your words to live by? And that can be this year. That can be the thing that you're saying to yourself over and over right now. Or if you literally have words to live by, then I like those as well.
Mm, I don't have like go-to words to live by.
Most people don't.
Yeah.
There's always something that's like you're saying to yourself over and over again.
I mean, probably like good, just general like good advice for me is like it's okay whatever you did today. Like don't beat yourself up about whatever you did or like didn't do today. I get really stressed about like not having done enough or
Productivity.
yeah. Yeah. And I really like I think it's really bad for you and I think it's totally a product of capitalism and needing to constantly be making money or contributing to yeah, product or yeah. So that's
How do
probably
you
one.
pull yourself out of those moments where you're going, you're too focused on how productive you are today and putting value on that? Because I have that. My parents, I should say my parents, are very much the more productive you are, the better you did today.
Yeah.
And rest is important. How do you remind yourself?
Yeah.
Or how do you
I
pull
mean,
yourself out of it? I feel like is a better question.
yeah, I don't feel like it's okay. Like, if just for me personally, it's never really okay for me to have like not done anything, not like done anything, but also like been on my phone all day or like been on Instagram too much. Like, what I'm talking about is like, it's okay that you like just read all day today or like went outside or like sat in the park or just talked to your friends. And I think the way I remind myself of that is like thinking about times that I've done that and felt really happy and content. And like I did do enough that day just by doing that. Because that person that was content doing that wasn't wrong. Like, and that's not a different person than I am. Like, there's no reason for me to think that they were wrong about feeling good about those decisions. So, yeah,
We're so
it is
mean to
hard.
ourselves.
I know.
I was talking to my daughter, and we were talking about the things that we say to ourselves and how you wouldn't say it to another person.
Yeah,
You would never walk up to them and be like, "You lazy bum. All you did today was hang out with your friends at the park."
yeah,
Wow. Well, let me tell you what I did. We would never. I mean, maybe there are
yeah,
people out there that are doing that, and maybe that's part of the reason why we feel like we're not being productive enough. There's that, but um, we wouldn't do that for the people that are hardest on themselves the most. We don't do that to other people. So yeah, I like the idea of like just let's just try to be a little kinder to ourselves. Oh, it's so hard. Okay, give me a song. If you had to hand me a song and say, "This is Aggie Miller. This represents me," and I'd prefer it to be one of your songs, but it could also be another song that you just feel like is you.
hmm
What song would that be? If I had to hand it to somebody, so I could be like, "You want to know everything about Aggie Miller? This song says it."
There's one that's called Ouroboros that is not out yet. That is probably the one that I would. That's my favorite song that I've written. I think it's the most honest and personal. For one that's out, I would probably say, I don't know, probably Referee. I love that song. I'm really proud of that one. I feel like it's one of the few ones that I like wrote about someone else and it's not secretly about me. Um, yeah, I like Referee.
I like it. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for agreeing to do this at a random whatever night it was at whatever venue it was. I can't even remember.
Vinyl.
It was at the Vinyl. Yes, it was.
Yeah,
I do like that venue a lot. It's so intimate.
me too.
Um, I don't know that I can express how much I appreciate people like you who are willing to give me a shot and just let me do this kind of fun and silly thing that I like to do. I do want to say that I hope that as you continue on in your journey as a musician and writing songs, that you continue to find your most true and authentic self in all of the things that you do, that you find adventure along the way, and that you're constantly reminding yourself that productivity does not equal a good day, but you can be productive in all the ways and have it all because it all can be whatever it is that you decide that you want it to be.
Yeah.
And I hope that you continue to enjoy the people that you're around and that you don't have to say to Harry, "This is my current boyfriend, Harry."
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed this.
me too. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Heather.
So great.
Yeah, it
All
was
right.
super fun.
Um, what is coming up next for you? Do you want to give us a plan of what's coming in the next 12 to 18 months?
Yeah, I would love that. 12 months is a little far out for me to know. I usually know about like a week in advance.
Okay, okay.
But
Six, 7 days.
yeah, yeah. We're recording an EP this summer that'll be 4 songs. We just released North Star, which is one of the 4 songs on that EP. And we'll be releasing that hopefully in the fall. Um, yeah, but I'm really excited about this next kind of stage in the Aggie Miller project and the stage with the band. Um, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll keep our eyes and ears out for possible tour announcements. I'll make sure to put all of your socials so that people can find you and your music. And again, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Had
It was